finally, a genuine conqueror in the building. We've got finally some strength and some wisdom and some happiness and some power.
We got management in the building. We got ownership over here. Everyone sit up straight.
Let's go. Get it together. Oh, they really did. What's up, good people? I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yes, she's got a photo shoot she's got to go to. She's always between photo shoots.
Yes.
She's a two-time NBA champion, co-owner of the Atlanta Dream, and a vice president, right? Co-owner and VP. And she is also a Meadowlark contributor, Renee Montgomery. I am always happy when I see you. I imagine this is an affliction that a lot of people have, right? They immediately get happy when they see you because you're perpetually pouring sunshine all over the place.
I mean, I wake up happy, definitely, but I was hyped to see Mr. Grump. I haven't seen Roy in a minute, so I was so hyped to see Roy.
Mr. Grump? Is that what she just called you?
That's her nickname.
Yes, because he tries to act like he's grumpy, but he's really happy on the inside. I'm sure you guys already know that by now.
No, they don't.
I feel like if I had that nickname for Roy, it wouldn't go over so well.
Yeah, that would be an HR issue. But we don't have HR.
See, but Renee sees you more clearly. We do now.
What?
Yes, we do have. We've had HR. Yes, that was fun.
I would like to report Chris right now.
We do have HR. Yes. You didn't know we had HR, Billy?
I did not.
Why is it news to
We have some catching
everyone?
up to do. JK.
It shouldn't be news that we have HR, but it is nice to see you. It's always nice to see you, Renee. I have a ton of questions about things, and I know you're here for a good time and a fun time, but you did meet Kamala Harris recently,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't know whether that was a fun time and a good time. I don't know what that was all about. How did you
fire.
enjoy that?
That was fire. I mean, she invited us to her residence, and it was called Tea with the VP. So I was with it. At that time, we didn't know she was going to be running to be the president.
Look at me,
I asked her.
Doesn't matter. I told him to play it. I mean,
Her residence? I mean, come on, Dan.
I mean, it was fire. And so I usually kind of stay the whole vote thing and kind of keep it. But it's like, this is about to be fire if we got a woman there. I mean, you guys have been doing it the whole time. It's not been going amazing.
You got that so right.
I would say not well, too.
Okay, yes. I mean, I'm trying to put it nicely because there is the male ego
so
that
gentle,
we always
so
have
gentle.
to be careful
You got
with.
that right.
Renee, what's the moment where you're like, what has my life become?
Oh, I think I have those moments almost every week now. Like, even my son, I have to start telling him, like, this is not normal. Some of the stuff, like people that he's friends with and people that he knows that calls him like little homie, it's like I have to let him know our life is getting beautiful. I mean, it's crazy that once I was an athlete for 11 years, WNBA, but then once I retired and became owner, like my life then changed. We know WNBA is catching up now. So when I was a player, it wasn't as flashy. But, man, it's just crazy because the people that are at our games courtside now, it's just what a time.
Is that Atlanta that's happening?
No.
Is that ownership? I'm not saying that it's not happening for you everywhere, but when you say to when you say to your family, this isn't a normal thing, I would have assumed that would have happened more as a player than in ownership.
No, I mean, WNBA right now is different than it's ever been. I mean, and I came in at 2009 to the league. So from 2009 to 2024, everything's different. I mean, even the shoe companies, when I came in, I signed to Nike. I think like 80% of the league would be signed to Nike or Adidas. Now you got New Balance. There's just so many different now sponsors coming in. And with sponsors is eyes. I mean, Ted Lasso's at every, I was talking to him on the phone last week. Cue up. Wait,
it's coming.
Sudeikis, you were talking.
Now, Dan, I got to explain something to Dan. Dan, black people don't know people's names.
Yeah.
Just know them as like the main character. You've seen him somewhere. So my buddy Jared Ferrara, go ahead and hit it. Everyone just calls him Turtle from Entourage, or
Proctor
Proctor from
Turtle
from
doesn't
Power.
deserve
Nice.
the look at me, Louie. That's not a big
What?
enough.
Oh, no.
Everyone's friends with that guy. I mean,
Wow.
He's a friendly
Has
guy.
this ever happened where you asked for the look at me, Louis?
And I've been
you got it?
rebuffed. No, that's a first. You witness history over here.
Yikes.
But yeah, so you're talking to Ted Lasso.
No, I mean, and that was just that's just the thing. Ted Lasso's at so many WNBA games. He's a WNBA fan. I don't know how many A-list celebrities or super stans when I came in at 2009. They weren't necessarily at the games. Maybe Lil Wayne was super standing Skylar Diggins in college and Drake in college for Skylar Diggins, but I could just name them on one hand.
You have such an interesting perspective because you've seen so much of this growth to be in power in this position now where you're seeing all of it explode, but you've been in the middle of it throughout. And a whole lot of male ego is coming to criticize and analyze and opine on things that we don't necessarily know about to be a part of the conversation. So let's play Charles Barkley on the Bill Simmons podcast talking about some of what it is that surrounds Caitlyn Clark.
Oh, no, not Chuck. What's he going to do?
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlyn Clark thing up any worse if they tried. People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit. This girl is incredible. The number of attention, eyeballs, she's brought to college and the pros, and for these women to have this petty jealousness, you say to yourself, damn, what is going on here? And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. But these ladies, who I love and respect their game, they couldn't have this thing up any worse. There's been so much negativity, and a lot of it is just petty jealousness.
Oh, my God.
What's going on with those glasses Chuck's wearing?
He looks like a grandma.
Jeez.
I got some negativity towards Chuck's glasses. Man.
Oh, no. Who are the women that he's talking about? WNBA players? Who are these ladies?
It is a good question.
I'm just curious. You know how when
just
they
ladies,
just petty women.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack.
Ladies.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there, and that's my guy. I mean, Turner. It's crazy because I think that there are two different entities. I think that there's Caitlyn Clark, and then I think there's Caitlyn Clark fans. I think that the human basketball player Caitlyn Clark, she's obviously amazing. Rookie of the year. You know what I mean? Like this, it's that simple. Like she's doing things that we see great rookies do. I played in an era of the Maya Moores and the Candace Parkers. So I know what good and great players look like. That's Caitlyn Clark. Then you have the Caitlyn Clark fans. I don't know what that is. Sometimes I think that there's an agenda happening with these fans where I sent out a tweet and it went viral. I had no idea it was going to go viral. I put out, Asia Wilson is the only one competing with Asia Wilson for MVP. She had just gotten 41 points and a standing ovation from the opposing team. They're chanting MVP in an opposing arena. I'm like, that's new. Like, I never seen that. I tweeted that out. It went viral in the worst way possible. The Caitlyn Clark fans were very upset. I'm assuming they thought it was a slight to them, but I would have thought, if anything, Nafisha Collier fans should have been the ones mad. She's probably the next closest one, and she's not close.
Dan, I'm going to give you the greatest comp to Caitlyn Clark because what you just said, I felt the same way about this guy. Rest in peace. Kobe Bryant. Love Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant fans called him Kobistanis. I said it came from the great nation of Kobistan, and they always support their supreme leader. And so I would say things like that had nothing to do with nothing. Like, wow, what a great game. How great is Steph Curry plays that? He's not as great as Kobe. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Who even brought up his name?
Exactly.
And so that's what we're dealing with. Also, want to point out, Charles Barkley looks like Medea does a podcast.
Well,
wow.
The glasses. Chuck's my guy. I love you, Chuck, but
you can't say I love you to somebody and then call them Medea.
Yes, you can.
The glasses.
Hey, listen to this show.
Oh, I should listen more. I'm just saying, but I don't know. I just think it's been an interesting growth. Like for me, I love it. Like if you have to have thick skin to be an athlete anyway, so they're all in my mentions right now, calling me everything, and it's like, oh, that's what's up. Like,
well, you should love it as an owner now because this part is fascinating to me, right? The Atlanta Dream and the WNBA in general were at the front of the culture wars in a way that helped make Renee who she is today. And so for you now to see that everybody wants to talk about just the culture war between Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark, that is Magic and Larry for the modern day. Like, you need it to have a bunch of garbage in it where people care unreasonably about some dumb stuff instead of just the basketball.
Absolutely. I mean, because you got what's going on over here?
Oh, you just saw it, huh?
Tyler Perry's Medea does a podcast.
Wow, you guys are fast, and there is that. But to your point, I have no comments.
I love you,
on
Chuck.
this.
I love you.
No comments. But I do think that it's like there's some people that watch sports because of sneakers. Like there's some people that watch sports because they think the players look good. So of course there's going to be people that watch sports for other reasons. That's a fine in sports, by the way. Your phone ringing. We at a meeting right now.
It's a fine here.
It's a fine here. It's $10. Demand it, Renee. Demand it from him.
It's normally a sound
I'll
that gets
take
it
it.
off here. You
Well,
know
Jess
what?
gets it.
I feel like I do owe you money.
Run me some money. Run me. Ooh,
When does that run out?
Shut up,
Run me
Amin.
my money. Yes. So, as I was saying, checks in the mail. Yeah, no, for real. I just think that yes, there's the Angel Reese, there's the Caitlyn Clark situation. I don't have a dog in the fight. I be like. Caitlyn Clark fans should know I'm all things Atlanta Dream anyway, so I don't really care, but I love to see it. Like, I love to see that Angel Reese's games are selling out. I love to see the Shy Barbie. I love to see what she's doing. She has her own shoe line, Engine A. She's with Reebok. This didn't happen normally to two rookies. So I don't really care. Yes, it's a race war. I know a lot of the WNBA fans, the women's basketball historians like myself, they hate it. I mean, they want those fans gone, but it's just like the stats. They're a stat to the WNBA now.
So players often, when they think they know everything and then they make the transition usually to coaching or just front office, then they learn, oh, wow, there's this whole other side that I did not realize and I did not appreciate as a player or did not fear enough as a player. For you now, you're not only front office, you're also ownership. What are some things you're like, oh, I had no idea it was like this?
Man, I don't even have enough time for that. I thought I was going to come in and us and me, Larry, Suzanne, we thought we was about to shake some stuff up. We're like, all right, we want to do this. And then we started to see exactly why that stuff isn't done. It's like there's rules to how much you can gift players on your team. And we're like, these are professional athletes. This amount is extremely low. I don't even know what the amount is. It's something below 500.
It's like a gift card.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Something I get my son's birthday. Like, and so we started to realize that, like, okay, there's systematic problems that we can't just do right unless we want to break the rules. So then there's two different worlds. You got ownership groups that they might not care to kind of push it to the edge and play along with the rules, but it's tough if you want to follow the rules and you want to spoil your players. That's kind of where we're at. So there were so many things where we would love to do. It's getting there now. I mean, we have private flights now, which is new. I didn't think that was going to happen during this CBA, but the WNBA is growing along with everything. You know, we're 7 years old. There's a lot of growth. Like, we have room for improvement.
How do you think that the new 3-on-3 Unrivaled League might shake up some of the stuff with WNBA contracts and off-season play?
Well, it won't shake up WNBA contracts because there's the prioritization clause that this is technical now, but WNBA players now have to prioritize the WNBA. If you're not in your rookie contract, you have to report to the first day of training camp or you could get suspended. So really what Unrivaled does is it allows people to get a check in the offseason. I think it's going to be huge. The names that they already have, I think they have 18 of the how many ever people. And them names are unreal. Paige Beckers has already signed on. My UConn pup, her and herself. It's like they're doing it here in Miami. I just realized we're here in Miami. I only say that because like if they was doing it in Idaho, I don't know how many players might be like, yeah, sign me up for my off season. You know what I mean? But they pulled up sexy Miami. I think it's going to be dope. Like I'm going to pull up definitely one time. Are y'all going to activate around it? Y'all doing something?
We have to.
I mean, if I don't get like floor seats from John Skipper, I don't know what we're doing here.
The Angel Reese commentary that Stugotz had before you got here, I think, is something that you need to hear, Renee.
What was you saying?
Well, I was asking Renee if it's really a single-season rebounding record, if what you're rebounding is your own shot.
Oh, gosh. Is he a Caitlyn Clark fan?
No.
So here we go.
Sounds like it.
This is a stat that's been out there that if you take away Angel Reese's offensive rebounds of her own shots, she will still lead the WNBA in offensive rebounds.
How dare you come back at me with facts?
I'm sorry. I know that we're supposed to be just out here saying anything, but it's like Angel Reese is doing some crazy stuff. And if people think that it's crazy that she just rebounded her own shots, why doesn't the other team stop her? I'm mad that she got like 19 boards on us in the Atlanta Dream. I'm like, what's going on? You know that's what she's going to do. That's how you know a player's great.
And Moses Malone did it all the time, and we all thought it was amazing. Like that's the funny thing is,
Faux.
It's kind of like the same thing that Chuck was talking about right there. He's complaining, I'm like, Chuck, like, this is what happens in the NBA all the time. You got a rookie who comes in with a little bit of pizzazz or whatever.
And Charles Barkley complains about NBA all the time, too, so I don't take no offense to it. Have you watched the show? I mean, that's what they do is they complain. And so he's complaining about WNBA. It's almost like a rite of passage.